Well, I'm delighted. Here I am in the Mansion House and delighted to be joined by the Governor of the Bank of England. Mark, thank you so much for joining us today and for agreeing to participate in our Business of Trust programme. As we just discussed, if I may, I'm going to ask you just 4 questions. The first of which is in relation to our civic guiding principles. And the question really is, which of these resonates with you most and for what particular reason?
Okay, well, Lord Mayor, let me say first, I wholly endorse this, and it's a tough question, but I'm going to go for the middle of civic, to value to society. It's very important that finance remembers that it is not an end in itself, it is a means. It is a means to promote investment, foster innovation, and ultimately bring prosperity to the country, and given that we're in the City of London, to the world as a whole.
Fantastic. So that sense of social purpose.
That the purpose, and if I may use John Kay's phrase, that the purpose, profit is no more the purpose of business than breathing is the purpose of living. For the financial services business, the purpose is to help your clients accomplish what they're trying to do, help solve their problems, provide them with the service. And as long as we remember that, all of us in finance, all of us in the city, remember those ultimate goals, then we earn, we do our jobs, but we earn that trust over time.
Fantastic, that's very clear. If I can take you then therefore into the second question.
Yes.
Of the recommendations, these, as we've debated, born out of thought from our Leaders of Tomorrow programme, what stands out? Which of those stands out?
Again, I'm going for the middle.
Column?
In both
Yeah,
cases,
absolutely.
the middle column and the middle of the row, the second row, which is having that clear purpose beyond profit making.
Yeah.
And so, what the responsibility of the board, of the chief executive, particularly, is to make sure there's a clear purpose, and that cascades down into the business, that everybody understands what that purpose is. And that gives, and I'll say one thing about the Bank of England. One of the things we did over the last several years was to go back to the original charter, 1694, and in the first sentence is the mission statement, which
Brilliant.
is to promote the good of the people. That's the key that you have to get across to everybody in the organization, the Bank of England in this case, that your job, our job, all of our jobs is to promote the good of the people, in the case of the Bank of England.
Yep.
And how do we do that? We promote monetary and financial stability. Move to an asset manager, to a bank, to an insurer, to a reinsurer, to a hedge fund, private equity firm. Again, thinking about what problems of your clients, your ultimate clients, are you solving? Remind yourself every day of that. And then you have a mission, you have a purpose, you're grounded, and you earn that trust.
Fantastic, and what a lovely and clear example.
Yeah.
Use of the bank's activities there, very good. If there was a single recommendation you would give to business operating in the community that you engage with, financial and professional services, what would it be?
Well, I think part of it is in that word community, and so moving a bit away from the purpose of the client, but thinking of how we're engaged and grounded in our communities. We have the opportunity to go from time to time to schools around the country. Ideally, they're state schools. Ideally, they're in regions that one doesn't normally associate with the center of global finance, and reach out and make the kids there aware of the opportunities that exist, and that there are a very wide variety of people with very wide varieties of backgrounds who are living these opportunities. And then secondly is going a step beyond and mentoring and providing sponsorship and helping to bring out the great diversity of this country into the city and by extension into the world. So a broad category of things around social mobility, because again, I mean, it's a good in and of itself. It makes us better at the Bank of England if we have a wider variety of people helping to make decisions. But it also is a way to build that trust because we get grounded in the communities we ultimately serve.
Beautifully put. Thank you. A very clear recommendation coming from it, which draws me on to my last question then, therefore, and it's really a simple binary question. This programme, and indeed the civic principles that we've been discussing this morning, Can they help in rebuilding trust and trustworthiness?
Without question. I think they're the right principles. As I said at the start, it's hard to choose between them. So they're an integral whole, and I think what you're doing in going out and speaking to people around the country and around the world about these principles, and then us going to live them is exactly what we need to help rebuild that trust. We're making progress. But we can't be satisfied with where we are.
Indeed. Beautifully put. Governor, thank you so much for engaging in the Business of Trust programme. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Lord Mayor.
Thank you very much indeed.